Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. I've been chatting with people about the future of work, how we can all adapt to these changing times and situations. And there's three things that I want to talk about today that might be resources for you that possibly you haven't thought about as being available in sort of the new way of working. And those three things are the tools that you end up using, the community that you join, and the people in your life that you can work with and collaborate with. I'm going to break down different opportunities based on those three different resources that maybe you haven't considered. So the first one is the tools that you use. Now, if you were to be somebody who is sewing, let's say you have a factory that is producing garments and you have your workers at the factory sewing by hand, as soon as the sewing machine became available, suddenly productivity went through the roof, right? Instead of having hundreds of people to sew by hand, piece by piece, instead you've got 10 machines that are going to produce, 10x, 100x the output. And that's the same way that we can think about the tools that we use today as knowledge workers, as creatives. There are tools that are coming on the market every single day that are improving workflows by 10, 100x. And so it's our job as creators in this economy to constantly figure out, is there a better tool for this job? Kevin Kelly, who is a futurist and a writer, said, today we're all newbies all the time. And I think that's definitely the truth. We are all new all the time for these different technologies that we're using. Just last month, I was working with a team and we were trying to figure out how to do remote video production. And we found this application called Frame. And Frame lets you remote edit videos with your team. You can comment and you can basically outsource your video editing to the cloud such that it just improves your workflow by a massive amount. So when you find tools like that, you realize that your workflow drastically improves. Now, what are the different types of things that tools can do for you? The first is raw computing power. Obviously with data, with the coming shift to AI, there is plenty of just computing power that's available to you. Amazon Web Services, that's huge. And the other thing is most of these applications, they're built for the common user. They're not just built for people with super technical backgrounds. I work a lot in the no-code space, which is the Squarespaces of the world, Webflow, if you're familiar with that tool. But the basic idea is constantly test new tools, constantly see about upgrading your tool stack, because you never know when you're going to find the next sewing machine instead of sewing by hand. And it's just amazing what we have available at our fingertips today. We forget that when you search something in your Gmail inbox, it's literally a computer sifting through thousands of records of emails for a particular word just for you. So we take these things for granted, but you can save a lot of time and a lot of effort. You can be a lot more efficient through finding the right tools. Now, the second resource at your fingertips you might not be thinking about is community. In the old world, we used to get all of our information from a single individual, a single entity, the church, the news station, the specific journalist, the leader of a group or a country. But today, information is decentralized. The way that we gather information today is through the group. You can think of Twitter, Facebook, all these sites as this hive conversation that has little threads of information spread throughout of it that you as an individual get to synthesize. And why does this help our work? Well, if we can get bits and pieces of information from a variety of different sources, what we start to learn and realize is that information is different in different circles that we find. So I believe that we're in this big shift from individual sort of institutions to groups, to communities. And that's why point number 2 is about community. Which communities are you a part of right now that are serving up information that's helpful to you as a worker? Now, that could be job opportunities, it could be just ideas, it could be new tools you might find. But what I would recommend you think about is the small groups, the small circles that you can find as a community to be a part of to help you find the best information to help you be your best in whatever job that you do. And every single niche, every single industry is breaking down into smaller and smaller sub-communities that you can join on Slack, on Telegram, on Facebook private groups. So find those communities and let them help empower your work by servicing up those opportunities. Now, the third resource that people have not really maybe thought a lot about that's currently at their fingertips is the people that you can now employ. It used to be that the thing that we outsourced was factory work, right? A lot of the production of industrial goods and consumer packaged goods, those all decentralized around the world where production was sort of outsourced. The next thing to be outsourced is creative work. And you see sites like Upwork, like Fiverr, like Toptail. You see dozens of places to find somebody with a creative skill set who can help you with the job that you need to be done. And what's different now is that's not just tasks anymore. It's not just admin or VAs. It's creative. It's photography, design, development. So we need to understand that not only do we have tools that are 10 to 100xing our efficiency, not only do we have crowd-based information from communities that support our work and service opportunities, but we also have millions of creative people ready to work at your disposal, at your fingertips at any point in time. So the skill there to start building is learning how to use these different networks, trying out Upwork, trying out Toptail, and understanding how can I let somebody who's ultra creative anywhere around the globe take on this creative task to help me with my workflow. So I think for people who are trying to navigate this change to work, to remote work, you're trying to be efficient, you're trying to be productive, we need to remember that we have an amazing set of resources at our fingertips. We have the tools that are coming, new ones are coming out all the time that we can pick up and use for whatever job we employ. We've got communities that are serving up specialized information specific to our industry, serving up opportunities, leading us to meet new people in different businesses that we can collaborate with. And the last one is we've got creative people all over the world ready to be hired, ready to help you with your job, with your business, with your project. We just have to remember that these resources are there. So I think it's a really exciting opportunity to have these incredible resources at our disposal. And the most important question is, what will you do with them? I will be back again soon with another video. Comment, subscribe, and thanks again.